All right, Friday, February 8th edition of the Carolina Weather Video. Wanted to start off with a look during the 5 o'clock hour this morning from the Avalon Pier web camera, and it is a driving rainstorm there along the Outer Banks right now as that low pressure area that brought many spots in the region. The soaking rain last night is still affecting that part of the region. Check out the radar as we went through the night. You notice some mountain snow involved there at times, and it was a good soaker for many spots in the Piedmont. Now, some areas, there was a little bit of a minimum there around the Highway 52 corridor, but a lot of folks got up to an inch of rain or so, and higher totals further to the east. Now, one little batch of rain still in Kentucky, Tennessee, down into Alabama. That's one little piece of energy that'll move through this afternoon. So still could be a couple of isolated showers with that last little piece of energy as the afternoon unfolds. But look at this rain. Parts of the mid-Atlantic region, some snow in Virginia and Maryland, and then just west of our nation's capital there. And we're looking at the very beginnings of this big winter storm beginning to take shape. Now, as far as our region is concerned, as we see this high pressure build on in from the north, it's going to be a pretty quiet couple of days ahead. Some 50s for highs today and tomorrow, and still pretty quiet on Sunday too. But of course, the big weather story is this tremendous winter storm. Let me show you some graphics for that. The snow really begins to crank up that way tonight in the northeastern parts of the country. There will likely be a lot of thunder snow with this system as well, and this is going to be a big-time winter storm. Let me show you some of the model projected snow amounts. There's the European model, and you're looking at 11 inches on the European in New York City there, Boston at 22 inches, Providence, Rhode Island at 19. Now the NAM is even more aggressive with the snow totals. Look at that. You're looking at some snow totals upwards of 3 feet in parts of the Northeast, if the NAM is correct, especially when you get into Connecticut, Rhode Island, Massachusetts, and southern parts of New Hampshire and Maine as well. The RPM modeling, let me show you that. It is similar to the NAM, not quite as aggressive in some spots, but still, that is a huge winter storm. And it's not just snow, it is wind. Look at the winds here on Stormcast. You're looking at winds 40, 50 plus miles an hour, even somewhat of an eye feature with that low pressure. And so that results in blizzard conditions. And you have blizzard warnings up all the way from New York City up through all of Long Island, Connecticut, Rhode Island, Boston, and in southern parts of Maine. Here's what's happening in the upper levels. This is this afternoon. 2 pieces of energy there you can see on the European model. Those phase pretty explosively, and there's your big winter storm. Pretty interesting to watch that unfold. Now, as we get to early next week, this is Monday on the European, and you see 1 piece of energy over the Great Lakes, a trailing piece as well. As you get into Tuesday evening, if you could get enough separation with this trailing piece, you could get a pretty good system around Wednesday of next week. The GFS is kind of hinting at that. The European kind of strings it out, and you don't get anything overly impressive with the Wednesday system. Let me show you what it looks like on the European. Again, there's that winter storm. We go out to 30 hours, just the Northeast getting drilled with that nor'easter. 6 hours later, that system just crawling up the coast. Now, as we get on into Sunday, the European tries to bring some rain into the Western Carolinas by Sunday afternoon. Certainly by Sunday night into Monday morning, we'll see a shot of some rain as that next front moves through. And then that front stalls out across the southeast, and a little impulse is right along that. Now, it looks like probably now a lot of us in North Carolina will be dry Monday night into Tuesday before that next little final piece of energy moves through. There's your low pressure that results on Wednesday for the European just off the Carolina coast, and only light precip getting thrown back toward the Western Carolinas. The GFS is a little bit different here. This is what the GFS looks like as we head into that Tuesday night and Wednesday time frame. The low pressure a little bit more intense, and so you get a little bit more in the way of some significant precipitation back into the Western Carolinas. Verbatim, that's rain, and it probably will be rain, but it at least bears keeping an eye on. Now, in the longer range, check out the European at 228. That's out at the 17th, Sunday morning of next week. Low pressure moving up the Carolina coast, and that turns into, look at that, another huge northeast winter storm. In the longer range on the GFS panels, really a lot to be interested in here. There's one system in the 18th and 19th time frame. There's another one swinging by to the south around the 21st. Yet another one around the 22nd and 23rd. So the active storm track will be with us. And that'll be something to keep an eye on down the road for later in the month. Probably the upper southeast has not seen the last potential for wintry weather this season, but we'll see. All right, that's it for today. Have a great weekend, and God bless.